flashbacks and what to do to ease the emotional pain. Hello. Today I am talking about flashbacks. As we are learning about healing after abuse, we learn about PTSD. If you were repeatedly exposed to the emotional abuse, you'll learn about the complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Furthermore, you'll eventually learn about flashbacks. Let's talk about them. How to know that you are having a flashback. How to help yourself and maybe to help others. How to see someone is having a flashback. You'll learn how flashbacks feel, I'll tell you about my experience, and in the end, I'll give you several strategies to fight and defeat the horrifying pain of emotional flashbacks. To begin with, I want to encourage you to support these, who is maybe going through a hard time, and never judge. It may occur, that once in a while you pass by someone, and see this person suddenly beginning to cry without any apparent reason. Be assured, this person is not crazy. Maybe this person is going through a tough time, perhaps this person is still exposed to the abuse. Hopefully, he or she is going through the healing process, and it will take months and months to process the awful time of their lives. Feel free to comfort this person, if even it is a stranger. Most of the times the traumatized people need to know, that they are in no danger anymore. Let's see how it feels. The problem with the psychological wounds and traumas, is, that we don't recognize them on our own. Oftentimes we learn about something, and deny any effect of the issue on our lives. It takes time to comprehend the problem, to see its impact on us. What does it take to not only know about the possible issue, but to be attentive to ourselves, and to realize the ongoing effect of a problem on our lives? Maybe this short story, of what is happening to me, will help someone. Since it is the point of sharing my story with you. To help you, to go through the healing process. To see the enemy is the half of the victory. Maybe after getting to know my story, you'll get encouraged to tell yours. I left the abusive relationships about 6 months ago, and only now I am beginning to realize, how much the time spent with the abuser, has changed my world, and how difficult it is, to overcome the horrors of living with someone, who shows the numerous evidence of cluster B personality disorder. Yesterday I had to spend some time in a public place. People were waiting for their turn and were talking to each other. Next day should be a holiday, it had slipped my mind, because on this weekday, I work at home in any way. So everybody was cheerful, people wished a lovely holiday to each other, since it was only one free day in Germany. As soon as I heard "have a nice holiday," it hit me, my husband had a free day too. Tears started to run down my face. My hands began to shake. I was terrified and utterly devastated. As I got back home, I began to think about the incident. What had happened? During the marriage to a very abusive person, on Fridays, I prepared myself to the 2 days of ongoing vicious terror. I knew, that my husband was going to stay with me for the next 2 days. I put myself in some kind of emotional fog. Every time I tried to build an invisible wall around me. I knew, that I would be unable to talk with anybody else, but my husband. I would not be allowed to read or write anything. Every second, I had to serve my husband in some way. He wanted to be the only existing person in the world, and every minute needed my attention. I had to protect myself emotionally from the accusations or assumptions. By the way, it had never worked. I could never protect myself from his attacks. He was very persistent and let go only, as I was crying or screaming from pain. In any way, the final goal was, just to get through the weekend, with less pain. Yesterday I was not prepared. The fact, that next day should be a holiday, hit me with the strength of a thunderstorm. I felt the anxiety coming up my throat, I couldn't breathe. The realization of one more lost day, knocked me off my feet. I was nervous, fearful and unable to control my tears. The fact, that I left the relationships 6 months ago, didn't help. Actually, quite the opposite. The thought that he can't attack or terrorize me anymore, at least not physically, because he doesn't live with me anymore, made me more anxious. The realization of so many lost days, weeks, months and years of my life, for fighting against windmills was terrible. The feeling of physical pain was so enormously hurtful. At such moments, I do my best to control my body. Not an easy task. Flashback is the way our brain shows us it has reached the limits, and it's time to get help. What happens next is that your motor skills fail. Usually, you try to stand up and leave the room, so that nobody may evidence your weak moment, and you can't. Your legs bend under your knees. You want to pull yourself together, and it is not possible to. As long you are trying not to show your anxiety, it only gets worse. What to do and how to overcome the anxiety attacks due to the flashback. How to rewrite the brains and let go of the nervous breakdowns once and for all. Please like this video if you do, and share it with people you know. Subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell below the video, to be informed about new upcoming videos. Please, consider it to be a long-term task to fulfill. Anxiety will not disappear overnight. Think about all this time you've spent in an abusive environment. Indeed, if you have or had an abusive spouse, you must be brought up by abusive or neglective parents. You may deny it at this point, but please consider this statement to be the reason for you to look into your past. If only to prove me wrong. Our brain protects us from going crazy, and makes us forget unpleasant or hurtful events. Think about your last visit to a dentist. If you remember the feeling of pain all the time, you would go mad. You still remember a fact, that being at a dentist was hurtful, but you don't feel the pain anymore. So, maybe you need to look deeper into your memories. If you think that your life is going not the way you would like it to go, you may want to look deeper into your mind. Without remembering, you can't heal. Flashback is a sign that our brain is overloaded and can't handle the pain anymore. Let's say you're not at a dentist. You're okay, and though it was excruciating painful last time, it is over now. Your teeth are perfectly healthy. You go through your life, and one day at a food store, you hear a lady standing in front of you at the cashier, telling about her last visit to a dentist to her companion, and suddenly, you feel the terrible pain in your mouth all over again. Obviously, you are at a food store. You look around and say to yourself, everything is okay, you are safe, and you are not at a dentist anymore. But the pain doesn't ease. In this case, you cannot flee, you cannot fight. You feel this terrible pain, and see yourself pushed into a corner, wherefrom you can't escape. There is obviously nothing to escape from, but you do feel the pain. Consequently, you get even more anxious. And now think about the pain women experience during the childbirth. If women were not able to forget the feeling of pain, the humankind would disappear from the face of the earth. People having anxiety attacks due to flashbacks report having thought they were dying. The inability to breathe, and being in no control of the body, feeling an icy sword going through your spine, through your neck directly into your mind, pulling down your brain. Sometimes, it is not the fear of dying, but just the awareness of the fact that you die weak. Not being able to die strong, instead, you die at your most vulnerable moment. The awareness of that feels terrifying. What to do? Please like this video if you do, and share it with people you know. Subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell below the video, to be informed about new upcoming videos. 1. You have to switch your attention to something different from your current surroundings. Just music doesn't work, you have to switch most of your senses. You might want to watch your favorite sitcom. I have several shows on my phone, so that I can watch them anywhere. To listen to music would not be enough. You have to hear, see, feel something different from what is happening around you and in your mind, at the moment of the flashback. 2. It is always a good idea to have something sweet in your pocket. To switch your taste sensation from the taste of stress hormones to something sweet would give you the chance to focus your mind on the taste sensation of, let's say, a bonbon. Think about the color of the bonbon in your mouth, think about the form of it. Does it have sharp edges, or is it smooth? What is the smell of it? Does it smell like strawberries? Maybe peaches? What about the taste? Is it sweet? Maybe too sweet? Or just right? You see, you make yourself think about something more pleasant than the course of your flashback. The emotional state will follow your thoughts. 3. Take care of healthy nourishment. Don't make food a comforting measure. It may get out of control. But still, never go hungry. See to it that if you are out of home for a more extended period of time, healthy food is available in the area of your presence. Read about healthy eating. Do your best to protect your body from processed food or junk food. The right amount of protein, carbs, and fat must help your brain to fight for its health. I am not the right one to recommend the following, but still, keep sugar consume as little as possible. Don't underestimate the power of healthy nourishment. Think about, if a tiny little pill can make you sleep 10 hours a day, what does a portion of fat French fries do to your body? To keep your mind sharp, learn about healthy brain food. It is crucial that you don't overstrain your body with bad foods. Let your energies be focused on the healing of your soul. More practical tools to overcome the flashbacks are available for subscribers on my Patreon site from the 4th of November 2018. There, you'll find several neuro-linguistic programming tools for strengthening the power of the mind. You will find the link to the site in the description box below the video. Don't listen to anyone who tells you should stop being sorry for yourself. You have certainly the right to be sorry for yourself, and to grieve. You were, and are, a strong person. You stood up to the abuse, and you have managed to survive for so long. Now the time has come. You are ready to be your best friend. As the best friend, you have to be sorry for yourself, and you have to go through the grieving process. After the grieving, and after the realization, what are the wounds, and how deep are they, you'll start to heal. Search for the people who can understand your pain. Staying alone is very appealing, and seems safe, but you do need other people. Stay strong. Time passes by, your mind, and your heart, is becoming stronger, with every passing day. Please like this video if you do, and share it with people you know. Subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell below the video, to be informed about new upcoming videos.